Sheriff's Office has a military rank structure and there's a clear chain of command. Are qualified candidates currently working in the Sheriff's Office discouraged, or are their careers jeopardized by running for the position of sheriff?
I promised my wife and kids that when I decided to run this campaign, in late November, we were sitting right after Thanksgiving with a house full of company, that no matter what, I was going to take the high, middle of the road and not get into the mudslinging or any of the other associated things that come along with it. I retired June 1st because I wasn't able to put enough time into my campaign. I thought if I was just going to be a mosquito and be there to harass, then I would continue working. I will say there were some issues that concern me, and even though when you retire there are still some issues that concern me. Sheriff's Office claims to be a paramilitary organization, but the problem is you got people that's never been in the military and know how the military works and functions. And I think retirement was one of the best things. I miss working with some of the great people we have working in the agency. I miss dealing with the public. And when this is all separated and said and done, we'll look at our options and we'll go from there. Thank you.
Bill and Rick.
Well, I'd like to say, first of all, Sheriff Perrin's here, and I'd like to say that it's been my honor to work for him, and I've worked for 3 sheriffs, and he's perhaps the best of them, the best of the batch, and I've learned a lot from him. But now that he's leaving, there is a real fear that is trickling through the agency of who will take the helm. There is a perception that there's a command structure or military, paramilitary structure within the agency. In fact, one candidate was recently asked why they should vote for him. His response was to the effect, I'm like a general. Giving the job to someone else would be to give a job to a private. That comes from someone who's never been in the military. I served for 6 years proudly in the United States Marine Corps, and I know what generals are made of. And it's one thing to act like a general, it's another thing to actually be one, or to pretend to be one. One should ask how in private he became a general. Don't be fooled by some of the things that you hear or see out on the highway or here on the street. The system is alive and well. The day I announced my candidacy, I had some good luck wishes by some of the hierarchy in the chain of command, especially the sheriff, who was very, very supportive. As I trickled down the chain of command and made my announcement known, someone very close to one of the candidates and at the top tier of our agency said, "You're a freaking idiot. I hope you're ready to retire." Maybe I am an idiot, folks, but every job that every one of us have had here in the agency, one man decided who got that job. This is a chance where in the primary at least, hopefully at least 5,000 people are going to show up and interview each and every one of us as you're here to do tonight. And the general election, there'll be perhaps as well, or close to numbers of 50-some thousand registered Republicans and Democrats and independents that will come out, interview each of the candidates, and decide who should be their next general or their next sheriff. So in general, I would say discuss the situations amongst yourselves in private and make that decision. Thank you.
Well, I'll make it very short. Since I put my name in, I am treated differently throughout the agency. I'm not going to say it's a positive way, but I'm definitely being treated much different and watched much differently, and things are being dealt with me in a different manner than they have been for the last 20-some years. So I don't know why that magical day changed everything, but it did. So am I in fear of my job being lost? I don't think it will be, but am I treated differently? Yes, I am. Thank you.
I'll be pretty quick. I don't work for the agency. So I'm not worried about it. I actually, with the anticipation of running, decided to leave the agency in 2010. Just thinking that there might be an issue. I don't know what they're experiencing, because that's their story to tell. I can say I have a lot of good friends with the Sheriff's Office, including a lot of people up here. And we're interacting quite differently than we used to. I have some good friends that I've known for a long, long time. Guys that came to the hospital with the birth of my children, came to my wedding. People that are terrified to be in public with me now because they work for the Sheriff's Office. So I don't know what that says. I don't know why they're scared. That's their cross to bear. Anyway, thanks.
First, I'd like to note that I am not the one that allegedly called Jake an idiot. I'm sure he'll attest to that. That did not come from me.
He did not say it. And I'd also like to set the record straight that I haven't been treated any differently yet. But Sheriff Perry, I'm still here to protect you.
Well, you know, men and women in the Sheriff's Office have no concern for their job. They shouldn't. You know, they're unionized, they've got job protection. In the history of the Sheriff's Office, when the people have come out and run, I've never known someone lose their job running against the sheriff. And we've had people in the past who have come out against prior sheriffs and run. So I've never seen that happen, and it's not going to happen this time. And I truly don't believe that the Sheriff's Office people are scared. That's my opinion. In fact, I personally believe I'm supported by the majority agency. I've already been openly endorsed by the detention deputies, which are half the deputies agency, openly endorsed me already. And I've had a large amount of Sheriff's Office personnel coming out to my events, coming out supporting me, with me, helping me, supporting me, and all seem to be positive stuff. Now, the question more difficult for me to say about being treated different or fear for my job, obviously I think if one of these gentlemen becomes a sheriff, I probably won't have a job, but that's the choice, the decision I make to run for this office. And, you know, am I treated different? Well, not necessarily. The only aspect I would say is that outside of work, here, obviously it's like, you know, all gang up on one, 4 against 1, but that's just how it is sometimes. So I don't believe that exists, but thank you.